What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Arnold Palmer Invitational 2021 betting preview with the Tour Junkies.
Woo!
I'm your host, David Barnett. I got Pat Perry, slightly inebriated Pat Perry with me.
The betting show.
The betting show. We're doing things a little different, okay? We are recording a DraftKings preview separate and a betting show separate. So you can listen to both. Both are fun. We had a good time in the last one. We had caddy John Rathouse on 10 plus years caddying on
Is that how you say his name, by the way? I was
Yeah.
wondering. I didn't want to say it
Rathouse.
out loud.
I
Is it
think
Rat House or Wrath House? Do you
I think it's Rathouse. I think it's
like Rat House?
No, it's probably not. I don't know, but look, we're calling
Okay.
him Caddy House, okay, or Rat Caddy, or House Rat Caddy, something like that. Anyway, John was on the show. He's got 10 plus years experience caddying on the PGA Tour. He talked about Bay Hill, told us some very interesting things about Bay Hill, including what he's heard from friends of his that are caddying this week. He's now a member of the Nut Hut, and he's actually going to be contributing weekly in the Nut Hut. With some caddy info, because you know what? He's a caddy. So if you've not joined the Nut Hut, what are we even doing here? Okay, go join the Nut Hut. It's $10 a month, $90 a year, which is absolutely nothing. You get a lot of fun, a lot of good golf, DFS, and betting, talk and conversation. If you play basketball, if you play hockey, if you play football, DFS, it's all in the Nut Hut. If you just like to have a good time and laugh, that's also in the Nut Hut. If you want to see what Caddy John has to say every Tuesday when he puts in his notes, that's in the Nut Hut. $10 a month. Go to tourjunkies.com, join the Nut Hut, hop up in the Discord server. It's a great time. A lot of folks are doing it. I'm excited about it. This episode is presented to you by our friends, as always, fantasynational.com, where we go to get all of our stats, all of our information. We've been working with Fantasy National for over 4 years now. It's the best data on the PGA Tour, you could find. Okay, they have a deal with the PGA Tour. They have a deal with CDW and ShotLink. All the data is pure as the driven snow, which I've never understood what that means, but it's really pure. We don't have snow in Augusta, so whatever.
We don't know what pure as the driven snow means.
Whatever that is how pure the data is from Fantasy National. Go to fantasynational.com/TJ, which stands for Tour Junkies. Okay. And that gets you 20% off any membership level that you select weekly. They have monthly, they have annual memberships. You get 20% off that membership for as long as you're a member. And you can go back and forth between memberships and still get the 20% off. It's where we go for all our data. So all of our data that we talk about today is going to be from fantasynational.com/TJ. Or you can put in Tour Junkies in the promo code when they ask, where'd you hear about us? You can do that to get your 20% off. I'm excited, Pat. This is going to be a fun betting preview. We're going to have a little more time to kind of get in it, marinate in it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's also your birthday. It's also your 44th birthday, buddy.
One
of my best friends, maybe my best friend. Maybe. Happy birthday. Love you. How do you feel? You feel loved so far? You had a lot of love.
I didn't know I was just a maybe on the best friend, but that's okay. I'll deal with that.
It depends.
Depends on the day, probably.
Yeah, very moody.
Same, it's back and forth. It goes back and forth, both of us. Some days we love each other, some days we don't. But I feel good. It's a 44th birthday. I feel young still. I feel young. Getting a little bit drunk tonight. But
yes,
sometimes you got to do that. You got to do that on your birthday. You got to do that on other occasions. And I'm going to do that tonight. And I'm excited about a big week, though. I like Bay Hill. It's a great tournament. We typically get a good field, which we got again this week, leading up to the Players Championship next week. So, pretty excited about it. And I'm looking forward to hopefully some green screens for my birthday.
Well, that makes 3 of us drunk because I'm getting there as well, and then apparently producer Sam is feeling it as well. We had some crazy stuff happen in the last show, so let's just chalk it up to the vodka. You know what I mean? I got some vodka from Wild Leap. Excited about that. You can head over to wildleap.com, check out what they're offering.
Hey, can I tell you what I'm drinking, by the way?
No.
I got an IPA by none other than my brother, DirecTV. Yes, DirecTV Perry. He brewed this himself, and I'm like one of the first to be able to try it. And he's calling it now. Everybody's had a looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look good. Mm-hmm.
everybody's had a bad beat in betting,
Mm-hmm.
and his nickname is Beats. That's we can go back. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But this is Bad Beats Brewing Company.
Oh,
My brother, he came up with that name, and it's a great IPA for his first one ever. So I'm enjoying it. So shout out to DirecTV.
I actually love that name. What a great name that is. Did he
Yeah,
think that
bad.
on his own?
No, I think he did.
I'm in
I
the
think he
wrong.
did.
I'm in business with the wrong Perry. That's an incredible name.
Yeah.
He's creative.
Bad Beats Brewing Company. I'll get you some, DB. I've got two more bottles left,
Ooh,
and I'll
bring it.
save one for you next time. I think we're going to be hanging out together in April here soon. I'll save
Yeah.
one for you. It's very good for his first ever IPA.
I would, I would love to. That's awesome. We actually heard from your brother. We have some birthday voicemails on the TJ hotline. We heard from your brother, the TJ voicemail, which if you didn't listen to the DFS show, you must. It's in the first like 15 minutes, so just go listen. It's hilarious. We are going to have some voicemails tonight from 3 listeners. In fact, I believe there are 3 Nut Hut members as well. Just wishing you a happy birthday, buddy. And they want you to have a great day. Let's listen to one, and then we'll start getting into the picks. How about that? You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, yo, DB, Pat P, what's good? It's your girl, Nita.
Ooh,
But I'm really calling for Pat.
she sounds so
His
fun.
birthday is on Monday, so I'm hitting him in advance, all that good stuff. So, Pat, turn the hell up. I need to know your favorite
Mission
line,
accomplished.
'cause I don't know that. That way I can gift you properly, all that good stuff. And guess what? I hope you have the biggest green screens all week long. Every day showdowns, don't matter. You know,
Don't
and
matter.
make sure we turn up in the Nut Hut for you too as well. All right, so make sure y'all join my army. We still need
Nita. Now, she went on a little bit about something I don't understand, because I think she's got some kind of cult in the Nut Hut too, along with you, and I'm tired of hearing about it. But listen, Nita, number one, girl, you sound fine on the phone. I mean, if Nita sounds fine, she's like the only female listener we have, or one of the only few. She's happily married to a wonderful man. She sounds real fine. I just got to be honest with you.
I love some Nita. I've loved Nita for a long time. I've always had a crush on Nita. She's been a listener forever. She's been back from the OG days, isn't she?
She wants you to turn up for your birthday, which I think
I'm turning it up. I'm turned up. I am turned up. PP is turned up for Nita. That's what's happening this week, just for Nita. There is some turning up. I don't even know how more turned up you can get. I'm 10 on the scale. I think I don't even know if I can get to 11. Nita.
We turn up. I got so many clips for the soundboard coming out of these 2 episodes. It's not even funny. Yeah, Nita, appreciate the voicemail. Love you, girl. Check out Nita's podcast as well, DFS Trash Talk. She's got all that NBA knowledge. If you play NBA DFS, guess what? You pay $10 for the Nut Hut. You're in there listening to our stupid self. You hop over to the Nut Hut NBA channel, and Nita's in there winning you money in the NBA. So if you're tired of just only winning money in golf, and you just say, man, I wish I could spend some money and win it somewhere else, Nita's got you covered in the NBA side. DFS Trash Talk doing his thing.
She has hit some big wins too. Let me tell you about Nita. She knows her stuff.
Her dang. Okay, I got it. We got to move on before I need to stop. All right, let's talk about the golf course. We got Bay Hill. It's Arnold Palmer redesigned. It's a staple on the PGA Tour. Our buddy John, the caddy John, told us a couple things. You need to go back and listen if you didn't listen to the DFS show. He basically said a lot of tour players think this golf course sucks, number one. Number two, he thinks the golf course is going to play kind of difficult, which it has proven to do in the past. Not as difficult as maybe it did last year when Terrell Hatton won at 4 under. But it sounds like John's kind of feeling like that 12 to 14 under number may be as good as it's going to get. He said he heard from a number of caddies on the ground that the rough is up this week. These greens are very firm. He talked about how you can't really play this course very well, at least not for 4 days. He said maybe you get away with it one day with easy pin locations, but for 4 days, it's really tough to play Bay Hill out of the rough. It's not going to be like, let me hit it as far as I can in the rough and wedge it to death. This is a course where you need to be hitting from the fairway so you can control the ball into these very firm Bermuda, Florida greens. So That was some interesting intel from John. And you asked him at the end, hey, John, can anybody kind of win here? And he said, yeah. He said, yeah, you could be a bomber. You could be a short player with accuracy. You could have a great short game. Anybody could kind of win. So I think that's interesting. When you look at past winners here, you have Tyrrell Hatton, who won in 2020 at 55-1. Francesco Molinari won at 33-1. Rory in 2018 at 20-1. Can you imagine Rory at 20-1? Leishman at 100-1. That was your real big bomb in the last few years. And then Jason Day at 14-1. Matt Every won back-to-back. The first year he won at 66-1, and then at 2015 he won at 300-1 as the defending champ. Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, looking at it does kind of feel like the middle ground is really where you could find a sweet spot. This is a good field, but it's not like the field we saw obviously last week or even the field we saw at Genesis. This is a weaker field than that we saw at Riviera. So I think you could get a long shot victory, but I think it's more going to come out of that middle ground. Also, word on the street is your brother, DirecTV Perry, is watching live on YouTube and is confirmed also getting hammered with us. So the founder of Bad Beat Brewing Company, Chris Perry, is also getting hammered. Chris, I think if you really want to take this thing to the next level, you might have some early investors. So I think you need to make that happen. I'm excited. I'm excited about this, Pat. Let's get into this. You want to talk about some shorter numbers? I have like two guys that are shortish, and then I go mid-tier and then triple digits real quick. Like it escalates for me very, very fast.
Yeah, I will say that it's similar for me. Now, you do know that I like to take a few shorter odds guys.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was hoping like a guy like Victor Hovland might be around like 18-1 or something like that, but he's just not. I mean,
how about Hovland shorter than Bryson on draft right now?
Yeah. I mean, he's at 12-1 on the DraftKings, and then Bryson's at 12.5-1.
Yeah.
Which I love that they like to throw that half in there.
Ooh, thank you for that half. Thanks.
But I think if you do want to go short, I want to go with Sung J M. Right there at 22-1, 22.5-1, on DraftKings Sportsbook. I think that's a good number for him. Now, I know you lost a bet because of him last week, DB. But still, this is a course that he has played extremely well. I mean, you look at his first
extremely well.
Extremely well.
Extremely well.
You look at his first 2 years playing here, third in 2020, T3 in 2019. Sung J M plays Bay Hill well at 97. Well, sorry, I'm bringing in draft. I gotta remember we're doing the betting show versus the fantasy show. But look, Sung Jae is a great play, and I think you're getting him a little bit probably cheaper than you would, at that 22 to or longer than you would at that 22-1 number or 22.5. And like if he had played just at least halfway decent last week, so I like him there. And then I like some Billy Horschel also at 33-1. I think that's a good number for him. I know you don't like him on DraftKings and that price where he is on DraftKings, but as far as betting this week, I do like him at 33-1.
Yeah, I hate Billy Horschel. So me and Pat did have a bet and debate on Billy Ho in the DraftKings show. Basically, if he finishes T20 or better, then I have to take a shot out of a shoe live on the show next week. If he finishes worse than that, then Pat's doing it. I don't have a great record of these one-on-one me versus Pat bets, so it's not looking great. But I don't love Billy Ho. I just don't. I think he did way too much with the putter last week. I think he's going to regress. This is the first time in a long time that he's gained strokes in the positive on approach. I think that's going to continue to just be what it is, which is not great. So I don't love Billy Ho at that number. At any number, I guess at any number I would love him. If he was like 50-1, I would like him. Okay, first of all, I don't bet short numbers. Okay, I don't bet short. I don't bet shorties. Okay, this is golf, right? I don't write DB's big balls betting card for nothing. I'm known for the longer numbers. But if I were to bet something a little shorter, Patrick Reed at 18-1, I still like. I didn't talk about him on the DraftKings preview, but this is a grinder's golf course. And I said it a few weeks ago after he won. I said the mistake that I made was ignoring Patrick Reed on a grinder's golf course. And had he not had a horrible, Sunday, he had a chance. I mean, he didn't have a chance because Colin Morikawa ran away with it, but he could have done a lot better than he did on Sunday. He still finished, 9th last week? This is a grinder's golf course, and Patrick Reed at 18-1, if you were going to play a shorter number, you said Sungjae at 22.5. I would rather have Patrick a little shorter at 18-1. I like the win equity a little more there with Reed, but I think Reed is interesting. My first official play that I would consider doing, because I don't, I'm going to max out at this number, is 25-1 Matthew Fitzpatrick, who also played really well last week at Concession. Listen, Fitzy loves him some Bay Hill. Absolutely loves Bay Hill. Okay. Played really well here in the past. Checks the box in strokes gained approach. Putting on Bermuda, he's great at. 25-1. I like the number on Fitzpatrick. I mean, that's a solid number. I think I'd rather have him over Sungjae Im. And I like Sungjae Im. I just think from a win perspective, I like the outright value with Matthew Fitzpatrick. You got Louis Oosthuizen at 25-1 also, which I don't understand that. That almost feels like a misprint. Does that feel like a misprint to you? I looked at that on DraftKings and was like, why is Louis Oosthuizen 25-1? And I love Louis. Did you see that?
I saw it. I don't think it's that far off.
Why?
I mean, where do you think he should be?
When's the last tournament Louis Oosthuizen won? Won. And I don't mind betting him at I'm not saying I wouldn't bet him. I mean, I've written him up in the past, but he's at a lot to 1. The last tournament.
When was the last tournament Matthew Fitzpatrick won that wasn't a European Tour event?
Dude, I
like Fitzy. I'm just saying.
I'm scrolling a long way to find a tournament Louis won on the PGA Tour. I can't find it. I honestly can't find it. I'm not kidding. I can't find one. Can anybody in the chat help me out? By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, comment happy birthday to Pat. Just give us a comment. If you're watching live, comment after it's over. Tell Pat happy birthday. Maybe tell him your favorite memory, your Tour Junkies memory of Pat. Give him that live, or give him that in the comment section on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up as well. Anyway, I just think I don't understand the Louis Oosthuizen play at 25-1. How is he the same as Matt Fitzpatrick? I don't understand. Okay, moving on. Francesco Molinari at 30-1. Another guy who really loves Bay Hill, has played well here, has won here in the past, is showing some nice form lately. Another kind of player who can win in a grind it out type event. 30-1, I like that number. And then I'm going to go with another defending champ, Mark Leishman, 55-1 as we start approaching this kind of mid-tier territory. Leish is coming around. He didn't play great at Concession. He had a few big numbers that, finished 39th. But 55-1 for, he loves putting on Bermuda, loves Bay Hill, is a major contender, can play and contend in big fields, big tournaments. I'm not worried about him closing the door if he has a lead on Sunday or close to it on Sunday. I like that number with Mark Leishman at 55-1. I'll round out my mid-tier here. I didn't talk about either one of these two players in the DraftKings preview, but Kisner at 70-1 is a little too good.
Damn you, DB.
A little damn me, huh? A little too good for me to pass up on Kiz, who played well last week on a course that I promise. In fact, we texted him about it. He said the course 7,500 yards. No, thank you. Kiz hates long courses like this, but I as good as he's putting right now, as he's always putted well in Bermuda. He reads Bermuda well. As good as the short game is, the driving accuracy, he's going to be playing from the fairway a lot. 70 is a big number for Kiz, and another guy who, if in contention, can just run through and win it. He's not afraid to go and take it. Now, a guy who we've not seen win on the PGA Tour, but has come very close at 90-1, Cameron Tringale, who I know you mentioned on the DraftKings show. Tringale's iron play is absolutely elite right now. In the last 24 rounds, measured on the PGA Tour, Tringale is 3rd in this field in strokes gained approach and 7th in par 5 scoring. We didn't talk about it, but par 5 scoring is a big deal here at Bay Hill. You have to take advantage of the par 5s at Bay Hill. You got to do that well. Tringale has been doing that. He's a good iron player. The win equity is tough, but I mean, look at the form. Just in his last 4 events, 26th, 7th, 17th, 18th. He's so close. Like, I feel like he's had enough experience where he could close the door. He's got to bring his A game. But at 90-1, I think he's worth, a partial unit. Spend a partial unit on Cam Tringale. Now, before we move on to your kind of mid-tier picks, Pat, I have another listener voicemail that I'd like to play. You ready for this? Another happy birthday. I got 2 more of these. I got this one and one more. You ready?
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
This is from our boy, Joe, the O is silent, Joe Keps, who left this is so typical. Left a voicemail. It was so incoherent, I couldn't even play the damn thing. So he had to come back. He even came back. He knew it was incoherent and recorded a second one. So here's the second one that he left.
Typical stoner.
Stoner.
Forgot some things in that voicemail.
Yeah, we know, Joe.
1, I forgot my name. 2, I forgot my train of thought that what I was gonna say for Pat's birthday. I really hate voicemails. I can't do it. I can't put what I want to say to words. I can type it, but I can't put it into voice. I don't know. I got fucking issues, man.
Thank you, Joe. We know.
We all got issues. DD got a lot of issues.
Okay. Joe?
But yeah, let's, today is Pat's birthday. I think today, and fuck, how often do you get a birthday on a fucking live podcast? Not very often. Pat runs the show tonight.
Confirmed.
And when Pat dies, if Tour Junkies are still around, I think we need to name Pat's birthday Patsmas. From your friends at Nonsense Chat, elected leader Jay Cap, the O is silent. Happy birthday, Pat.
Jay Keps.
I don't even know what I just listened to. What did I hear?
With the highest voicemail of Tour Junkies.
I thought it was a fantastic voicemail. It was about the best one I've heard all night, but I don't know what I heard.
Happy Patsmas. Yeah. Notice, first of all, anyone who talks about what would happen if Pat died, you immediately strike a chord with me because I say that all the time. Pat, if you died, this is what we would do. And Pat hates it when I say that. And what else you talk about when you're turning another year older and you're 44? You talk about you're being dead. So as soon as he did that, I thought, yeah, I'm in. So then he wants to name it Patsmas. But I mean, listen, if you are in the general nonsense thread in the Nut Hut and you listen and read Joe Keps' absolute nonsense, if you had any doubt in your mind that Joe Keps was in fact a stoner, we have just confirmed he is a stoner. Because
not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way. If you want to do that, do it. Because you know what? He brings the heat.
Okay.
He brings the heat literally. Like he's on fire. He's lit.
Joe Keps. Oh, man. Anyway, Nut Hut member Joe Keps. All right, buddy. What do you got? Give me some mid-tier guys. Let's get into the long shots, too.
Golly. All right. Well,
are we going to be for TJ After Dark on the draft?
You took my Kiz play at 70-1. I didn't think you were going to go there. I thought that I might sneak one up on you there, but I do like Kiz at 70-1. I think he's a good play. And this is the kind of course where, yes, I know we always talk about Kiz and he doesn't like the longer courses and it's 7,500 yards, but we've seen him play well here in the past. He finished second here a few years ago. The guy is, this is a good course for him. He can still play well here. So I do like Kiz. And then I also like a few others here. One that you didn't talk about was Seabez. Christiaan Bezuidenhout.
Are you freaking kidding me with that? What? There is no way he's winning the Arnold Palmer.
No, I like him at 90-1. And here's another thing. You know what? There's other books that put him at 60-1 this week I've seen. But you're going to get him at 90-1 on the DraftKings Sportsbook, and then there's a big difference there. So I like it that look, the guy played well last week.
No,
32.
He can win second-tier European Tour events till the cows come home. But he ain't winning the API. He's not winning, and I understand that Americans haven't won this thing in a while, but Tyrrell Hatton, Mark Leishman, Rory McIlroy, Jason Day, Francesco Molinari, a little different breed of winner than Christiaan Bezuidenhout. Okay,
you're going to put all your eggs on the Cameron Tringale train,
but
not Seabez.
Yeah, I would.
Well, then don't tell me if you think Cameron Tringale can win. Don't tell me you don't think Seabez can win.
Well, yeah, I can tell you
because actually his odds are on most sites, Tringale has better odds than Seabez does.
Okay, fantastic. Like that. Okay, good. He should have better odds than Seabez because he's a better player than Seabez. He competes on the PGA Tour weekly, and competes.
Nah. I think Seabez is. You don't see Seabez on every single tour event. What are you talking about?
Okay,
get out of here. Get out of here, DB. You don't know what you're talking about. The next guy. We're going into the 6-digit range or the 3-digit range. So I'll go with that later.
Can you get out of the DraftKings thing? The 6-digit 6K. What are you doing?
You did this whole extra show last minute. So you go with the next. I gotta get myself together here. So you go.
Okay, let's look at some bombs. Let's look at some triple-digit numbers. Some bombs. All right. Oh, this is scary. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, let me go with. I'm going to start with Chris Kirk at 110-1. 110-1, Chris Kirk. Now, in the last 24 rounds, 27th in strokes gained approach, 31st around the green, 26th in par 5 scoring, which is kind of shocking that he would be 26th in par 5 scoring in this field. Also, has played Bay Hill pretty well. I looked at strokes gained ball striking, which is off the tee and approach play only. Strokes gained ball striking on Bay Hill in the last 5 years. He checks the box in that category as well. Chris Kirk's been playing well. Kind of rejuvenated his career, if you will. T16 was the last time we saw him at Pebble Beach. He's a winner. He could win. 110-1. That's a long number. What about our boy? We didn't talk about him on the DraftKings show. What about Henrik Norlander at 110-1 as well? Now, you talk about a ball striker. In the last 24 rounds, 4th in this field in approach play, 11th off the tee, 28th in putting on Bermuda over the last 50 rounds. I mean, if Henrik hits greens, Henrik can win. I mean, he really can. If he can keep hitting greens and doesn't have to chip, he can win. The Pebble Beach, he was the 54. I think he was tied for the 54-hole lead, or he was in the final group. I know that at Pebble Beach. Ended up sucking on Wednesday. Finished 26th. Finished runner-up at the Farmers. Like, Henrik has been close enough that if he gets it on Sunday, if he's in contention Sunday, he's got a chance and he can close the door, which I love that about a guy at 110-1. I'm going to give you 2 more names. Anytime you give me Brendan Steele at a big number, I'm going to take it. 150-1, Brendan Steele. 150-1. Checks the box in the last 24 rounds and around the green and strokes gain off the tee. He's a long hitter. He's actually played Bay Hill pretty well. Let me see where he ranks here in the ball striking category. Yeah, 28th in the field ball striking at Bay Hill in the last 5 years. Should have won the Sony. Been in decent form. I know it's Bermuda, which is not like Brendan's favorite thing in the world, but that's a long number for a multiple PGA Tour winner. It's 150-1. And then finally, I did talk about this guy on the show as well, but I love him. I think Patton Kizzire is a super sneaky play. In DraftKings, I think he's a really sneaky play. He's 175-1 on DK Sportsbook. He's coming off a T39 at Pebble Beach, whatever. but he's a two-time PGA Tour winner. He's never really played well at Bay Hill, but that doesn't scare me because recently he's been playing exceptionally well. He is in the last 24 rounds 11th around the green, 39th off the tee, 15th in par 5 scoring in this field over the last 24 rounds, and number 1 in the last 50 in strokes gained putting on Bermuda. For a two-time PGA Tour winner who loves Bermuda, who can putt the eyes out of it if he gets hot. And again, I think with the scoring being a little more, it's like a 12 to 14, 15 under type week. I think that sets up better for Kizzire and 175 to 1 in a 120-man field event. I like it a lot for a bomb on Patton Kizzire. He's also 5 to 1 as a top 20, as is Brendan Steele, also 5 to 1. My boy Chris Kirk is 4.5 to 1, top 20. Norlander is 4 to 1. So those are a few bombs I mentioned in their top 20 numbers that I like as well.
Wow. Can I talk now? Like, I don't even know what you just said. I feel like if you tuned out during DB's deal there, please comment on this. Please comment and put a dislike. Actually, put a dislike if you
don't do that. Hold on.
I'm just gonna
pocket. Let me
put a like, but then comment down below if you tuned out during all of that. But let me just finish this off here. I want to talk about a guy that has not even been talked about on the DFS show or the betting show, or maybe you did, but I just tuned out when you talked about him. But that is Matt Jones. I think he is a player this week that could absolutely be a great bet. He is 100 to 1 on points bet. Another guy that I think is, I think he could be a great play this week. He's got good history here. He's been in pretty good recent form. Checks a ton of boxes. I like Matt Jones, and I'll say this: I don't know why sometimes I can't find him. Why the hell can I not find Matt Jones? Oh, there he is. There's Matt Jones. He is top 10 in the field in par 5 scoring, 35th in ball striking, 37th in strokes gained approach. Checks the box also in greens and regularity. He checks the box in strokes gained approach. And then in putting on Bermuda. So I think Matt Jones is a great play. You look at him at 100 to 1. I think that is a good number for him. And then let's go to our boy Keegan Bradley at 125 to 1.
Said him and I didn't say it, but I'm glad you're bringing him up.
No, I love Keegan Bradley. Look, if I kind of run a model of some of the players that I like as far as the stats, and I'm not a model guy, but he actually shows up 5th. I'm looking at it on the screen here. It's showing me 5th, I think, if I'm looking at this right. He's top 20 in par 5 scoring, 3rd in ball striking, 2nd in strokes gained approach, 14th off the tee, 11th in greens and regulation, 15th in proximity, DB. That's just for you. Keegan Bradley, I think, makes a great play at 125 to 1. And the guy has some win equity. We know he can win on tour.
He does. Everyone should know, however, that putting on Bermuda, he is 119th out of 100.
Absolutely terrible. But if you don't want to bet him to win, then bet him to finish top 10. He is 8 to 1 to finish top 10. So if you don't like him to win, just go with that 8 to 1 number. I like that there. A couple other top 10 and top 20 numbers that I like. I mentioned Charlie Hoffman at 100 to 1. I think he's a good bet there. But you know what? I will take him as a top 10 bet at 8 to 1. And then also Shane Lowry at 10 to 1. And here's a couple top 20 bets that I like.
Ooh.
Kiz, 3 to 1. Seabez, 5 to 1. Christiaan Bezuidenhout, 5 to 1. Maverick McNeely is 5 to 1. Tyler McCumber, who we just saw recently play extremely well at the Genesis, he is 10 to 1. And he's back on his home turf. He's a Florida guy. We love him here at 10 to 1. And then Patrick Rogers also at 5.5 to 1 to finish top 20.
The wheels are falling off. The wheels are falling off, man. Oh, man.
Wait a second. I almost forgot Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark is 135 to 1. How could I forget Wyndham Clark? Look, if you're not betting Wyndham Clark this week, you don't even like us. Go find another podcast because you don't like us if you're not betting Wyndham Clark at 5 to 1, 135 to 1.
I'll say all kinds of things.
I'm just kidding. You still like us, but I would still just throw a few shekels on Wyndham Clark at 135 to 1.
Oh God. Okay. Well, before we get in trouble, let me play the final listener happy birthday voicemail of the evening, Pat, from fellow Nut Hut member Mike. I think it's Mike Fusco here. Here we go.
Pat, it's Mike from the Nut Hut. Just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday and thank you for always being in the Nut Hut, guiding us along the way, providing your wisdom, and just being our divine leader. And DB, that was probably the longest voicemail message I've ever heard in my life, and I almost.
Okay, that's enough, Mike. I changed the voicemail. That's enough.
Oh, I thought that was a great one. And cut it off. Let's find another one then, right?
No, that's it. That's it. Thank you, Mike, for the voicemail. Yes. Okay, so this has gone off the rails. Anyway, we're gonna call that a show for the betting show. Pat, you feeling good for your birthday?
I'm feeling wonderful. Thanks all for tuning in.
Does anything hurt? Does anything give you pain right now?
Not right now, but if you're a person that is watching for professional reasons and you think that you're like trying to find talent and you just think that you have problems with me, it's just because I just got drunk one night. Please, I apologize.
Yeah, this really is Pat's first drunken podcast in 2021. So that's a win for Team TJ. That's a first, and it took that long in 6 years. Anyway, yeah, join the Nut Hut. By the way, if you want a free membership to the Nut Hut for the month of April and May, which in April there's a little tournament called the Masters, big deal. And in May there's a tournament called the PGA Championship, also a big deal. If you want a free membership to the Nut Hut in April and May, all you have to do is go to monkeyknifefight.com. Monkey Knife Fight, where we bet on some props. We have a good time betting over there. If you go to monkeyknifefight.com and sign up with promo code Tour Junkies, all one word, promo code Tour Junkies. You got to use the promo code. If you don't use the promo code, you're not getting this. You got to use our promo code. You got to deposit some real cash. You get a deposit bonus when you do that. They're going to give you a bonus. And you got to play like a $10 real cash game. Like just play $10. Sign up for it, deposit, play a $10 game. And you automatically are going to get a free membership to the Nut Hut for the month of April and May. 60 days free in the Nut Hut, which is the wildest place on all of DFS and golf betting landscape is the Nut Hut. That's all you got to do. There's no drawing. Like everybody who does it is going to get 2 free months in the Nut Hut. So go to monkeyknifefight.com and check that out. If you didn't listen to the DraftKings preview for this week, go listen to that. We got our caddy John on there giving us some wisdom. He'll be in the Nut Hut as well on Tuesday and Wednesday, dropping some knowledge. Oh, man, we had a couple great voicemails that show as well from your brother and from another caddy on tour. Pat, I think this is it. I think we need to wrap it up. We're going to head over to DraftKings YouTube channel and do TJ After Dark, which should be electric. Hope everybody has a great week for the Arnold Palmer Invitational 2021. May your screens be green. See ya. Out.